UN firmly denounces viciousness in Myanmar, doesn't compromise activity. In Myanmar, yet dropped the danger of conceivable future activity against the military after the February 1 upset. The British drafted press explanation endorsed by each of the 15 gathering individuals after extraordinary dealings that started Wednesday communicated profound worry at the quickly crumbling circumstance in Myanmar and emphasized the committee's approach the military to practice most extreme limitation. The first draft was a lot more grounded and would have communicated the Security Council's availability to think about additional means, which could incorporate a sense. It would likewise have lamented the utilization of savagery against quiet dissidents and denounced in the most grounded terms the murdering of many regular people by the security powers. Be that as it may, at the demand of China, Myanmar's neighbor and companion, the reference to further advances was wiped out and the more grounded language, including the words slaughtering and regret, was mellowed in the last proclamation, board negotiators said, talking on state of secrecy since conversations were private. The reference to further advances was supplanted in the last explanation with a sentence saying gathering individuals focused on that they kept on checking the circumstance intently and would remain effectively seized of the matter. Killed in Myanmar in perhaps the deadliest days since military overthrow. Handfuls killed in Myanmar in perhaps the deadliest days since military overthrow. The last chamber articulation additionally called on all sides to abstain from viciousness, which representatives said Russia requested, and repeated the need to completely regard common freedoms and to seek after discourse and compromise as per the will and interests of individuals of Myanmar. It noted UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres' March 27 articulation requiring a firm, bound together and undaunted reaction from the worldwide local area. That was Armed Forces Day when fighters and police purportedly killed 114 individuals while stifling fights in the deadliest phlebotomy since the upset. English Ambassador Barbara Woodward said the committee's point is to support pressure on the military to turn around the upset and backing individuals in their brave assurance to re-establish harmony and majority rule government. She communicated trust the gathering proclamation will have that impact close by the forthcoming visit of UN Exceptional Agent Christine Schreiner-Bernjenner to the locale and endeavors by the 10-part Association of Southeast Asian Nations, which incorporates Myanmar. The press articulation followed Wednesday's shut chamber meeting at which Schreiner-Bernjenner cautioned that Myanmar faces the chance of common conflict at a phenomenal scale, and asked the Security Council to consider possibly critical activity to turn around the upset and re-establish majority rule government. She didn't determine what activity she thought about huge. Yet she portrayed the military crackdown and told the board in a shut preparation that Myanmar is nearly spiraling into a bombed state. She asked the gathering to think about all accessible instruments to make an aggregate move and do what individuals of Myanmar merit forestall a multidimensional calamity in the core of Asia. JAW's UN representative, Zhang Jun, cautioned the chamber Wednesday in comments dispersed by China's UN mission that uneven pressing factor and calling for sanctions or other coercive estimates will just disturb pressure and encounter and further entangle the circumstance, which is in no way, shape or form helpful. He asked all gatherings to discover an answer through discourse that deraises the circumstance and proceeds to propel the popularity-based progress in Myanmar. The overthrow turned around long periods of moderate advancement toward majority rule system in Myanmar, which for 50 years had grieved under exacting military principle that prompted global confinement in a sense. As the commanders extricated their hold, finishing in Aung San Suu Kyi's ascent to authority in 2015 races, the worldwide local area reacted by lifting most endorses and emptying interest into the country. At Wednesday's virtual gathering, Schreiner-Bernjenner criticized the killing and capture of unarmed nonconformists looking to re-establish majority rule government. She referred to figures from Myanmar's Assistance Association for Political Prisoners that as of Wednesday, approximately 2,729 individuals have been captured, charged or condemned since the overthrow, and an expected 536 have been killed. This was the second press proclamation endorsed by the board since the upset. Fights. Mother of military crackdown casualty grieves loss of child during burial service. Myanmar fights. Mother of military crackdown casualty grieves loss of child during burial service. The chamber likewise embraced an official proclamation one stage under a goal on March 10 requiring an inversion of the upset, firmly censuring the brutality against serene nonconformists and calling for most extreme restriction by the military. It focused on the need to maintain majority rule organizations and measures and required the prompt arrival of confined government pioneers including SUUKYI and President Win Myint. The assertion endorsed Thursday likewise requires their quick delivery and called for protected and unhampered philanthropic admittance to all individuals out of luck. The gathering tended to another significant issue confronting Myanmar's military, its relations with ethnic minorities, particularly Rohingya Muslims in northern Rakhine state. More than 700,000 Rohingya escaped a military crackdown in 2017 and are currently in camps in Bangladesh. Committee individuals said that new improvements present specific genuine difficulties for the willful, protected, honorable and practical return of Rohingya exiles and inside uprooted people. It said it is imperative that the privileges of ethnic minorities are completely secured. Schreiner Bergener on Wednesday highlighted strengthened battling in Kayan and Kachin state. The resistance of ethnic outfitted gatherings to the military's cold-bloodedness expanding the chance of common conflict at an extraordinary scale, she said. Vietnamese Ambassador Dang Dinh Quy, who accepted the Turning Security Council administration Thursday and whose nation is an individual from ASEAN, said at a news meeting that the main need currently is to stop viciousness and establish a climate favorable for exchange. Darn said ASEAN is in an extraordinary situation to draw in the various sides, including the military, and make them comprehend what is useful for them, for Myanmar, today and for what's to come.